Wait, what? Let me read that again. South Korean lawmaker criticized Japanese games Uma Musume for sexual objectification of minors. What are they talking about? How is this a thing? Why would they criticize Japanese games when there are some Korean games that are doing that as well? Okay, let's see then. Let's use Google Translate, everybody's favorite one. Controversy over the sexual commercialization of Uma Musume out of nowhere. Democratic Party of Korea member Lee Byung-jin. Kakao Games. Uh-oh. Kakao Game is starting drama. Kakao Game is starting drama with Japanese games. Say the country who made Blue Archive, Nikki, and Last Origin. Okay, to be fair, it's not those person who say it, right? This is a government representative. It's not somebody from Nexon said it. It's like, apparently it's a Kakao Game CEO Han Sang-woo provides domestic service, and Japan side games develop Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, which was suddenly criticized for sexual objectification in the National Assembly. The Game Users Association expressed concern, saying there's a lack of understanding and only games are viewed negatively. So on the 16th, Democratic Party of Korea, Lee Byung-jin, which is this guy right here, pointed out during a National Assembly Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries Committee business report, it was revealed that Korea Racing Authority created its own YouTube content by imitating game content that caused controversy by personifying race horses as women or female minors. The Korea Racing Authority explained that it took down the content due to copyright issues. Come on, is it that big of a deal, right? Personifying race horses as women. It's not real though. It's based on real horses, but once they become women or minors, it's not real. It's a work of fiction. Is that something that's not allowed? That is crazy. The problem is the part where Lee Byung-jin stated about Uma Musume. Okay, a content that caused controversy after its release by personifying male and female horses as women and sexualizing them with provocative and sexual images, including a character wearing a school uniform, also caused controversy over the sexual objectification of minors. But there's a lot of Korean games that do this, so I have no idea where this is coming from. Is this guy serious? Lee Byung-jin claimed that the problem arose because the Korea Racing Authority does not have female executives. I see. Wait, they don't have female executives. The problem is that due to the lack of awareness of adulthood in the company, the planning stage did not review the problematic parts and continued until the content was produced. He lamented there were no employees who recognized what the problem was until the racehorse was personified as a girl in a school uniform and distributed. He added, I wonder if this problem would have occurred if there were female executives who had someone to watch out for. Why would that matter? This is absurd. This is so stupid. What? Why would a female there? So he's saying that if a female is there, this wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have sexualized a horse based on real life, dropping them into girls in. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man. Feminist votes. I think there's some politics here that I'm not aware of. KR Uma fans should rise up. But it's a very weird statement right here. In response, the Korea Game Users Association chairman attorney Lee Cheol-woo expressed concern about Representative Lee Leong-jin's point. Chairman Lee Cheol-woo refuted that Uma Musume is a game that has been legally rated as age appropriate for ages 12 and up, and that there has never been controversy over sexual commercialization to the point of imposing strict sanctions on secondary creations that sexualize in-game characters. Why does it matter though? Because it's not real, right? He went out to point that raising this issue when there is lack of understanding of games runs counter to the K-game industry. Yes, thank you. Right? So raising this issue is really weird because the Korean game industry is doing the same, which is currently driving most of the K-content exports and the improvement in awareness of game culture, which has finally been recognized as culture and art with the revision of the Culture and Arts Promotion Act. So Uma Musume is a simulation game in which players train personified characters of real-life Japanese race horses and enter them in races. The game not only implements the strategic elements of actual horse racing, such as the training of race horses, but also the riding ground, stadium conditions, weather, attitude has become very popular in Japan by implementing anecdotes related to the famous Japanese horses into the game. As the number of fans interested in the horse racing or racehorses increase through Uma Musume, the virtuous cycle has also been noted, such as Japanese Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries mentioning it as an example of promoting horse racing. I think this problem persists because there's two departments. One department is the Culture and Arts Promotion Act. One more department seems to be the one that's related to Uma Musume. Is brought up by Assembly Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries Committee. This is two different committee, right? So apparently this one, it seems to, based on what I'm reading, the person that belong in this department seems to care a lot about that, but the other department doesn't really seem to care. So which is a little bit weird, right? Yeah, the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Chairman Lee Cheol-woo criticized, even if you look at webtoons, K-dramas and K-pop idols that represent Lee Byung-jin mentioned as positive examples of K-content, we can easily find cases of personification, swimsuits, and exposure of short skirts. But the reason why there's a particularly negative view only of games is because there's not enough understanding of the game content. Yes, I think people just need to understand that this is not real, right? People just gotta understand. It is unclear that the content in question from the Korea Racing Authority is controversial in terms of copyright and unfair competition prevention laws, but it is difficult to understand why. Instead of pointing out these issues, it is suddenly being described as harmful content created for sexual desires, he emphasized. We earnestly request that you listen to the voices of game users, if only for the sake of hundreds of thousands of subculture gamers in the future. So the Korea Racing Authority is trying to basically prevent this game for being in South Korea, based on my understanding. So it's so weird. It's so weird. Korea Game Users Association sounds so anti-consumerist right now. Yeah. The problem with a lot of these government people is they don't understand how games are. They view as they don't really play games. I bet you every single person in this room don't know what games are. They probably don't have any mobile games installed on their phone. They look at it as, oh, this is going to be illegal and stuff. Like, it's a very weird way of looking at stuff. It's just you get a different perspective, right, from some of these people. They immediately thinking of sexual desires. It seems to be that case, but I think it's like a double standard, clearly, right? Because a lot of Korean games clearly have those things as well that they mentioned. Like, I don't think this is unique to Uma Musume, so it's clearly a double standard. So if they want to ban Uma Musume, that's fine. But what about their own games from Korea? There's a lot of games there. They are like that as well. I don't know why they're targeting this specific. I think there's like some hidden agenda behind this. I don't think this is actually the reason. Unless they are saying, oh, because Uma Musume is based on real horses, while stuff like Nikkei, Blue Archive, they're not based on anyone in the real life. Is that how they view things? Like, is that how Koreans view things? Maybe that's the perspective or the angle that they look at. It's a bit weird for me, but maybe like the culture there is like way different, so it's like, I don't know. They just want to be in the news. What? It's a Japanese game? Yeah, Uma Musume is from Sai Games. Yeah, it's a Japanese company. Selective agenda? I don't know, man. This is a little bit weird, but I hope Uma Musume is not banned. It's doing really well in Japan. And maybe like... You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Maybe this guy is probably, getting bribed. I think he's getting bribed by some of the Korean company. They are afraid of competition. They scared that Uma Musume enter the market there in South Korea and will compete with the other mobile games there. If I have to guess, I think that's going to be what makes the most sense. I don't think they are that stupid. So I really think that someone is bribing this guy to bring this up, to make this seem like an issue. Like if Uma Musume doesn't enter the South Korean market, who does this benefit the most? This benefit the South Korean game developers. So I'm guessing one company in South Korea is the one that bribed this guy. This is going to be my guess, right? Because I know that a lot of this politics stuff is usually like bribery, right? It's usually like, you know, there's a money underneath the table. That's just how it is.